God Most High says, invite all to the way of your Lord with wisdom and with beautiful preaching, and argue with them in ways that are best and most gracious. For your Lord knows best who has strayed from his path and who received guidance. This is from Surah Ibrahim, the 125th ayah. My dear people, brothers and sisters, this is a command from Allah to invite people to the way of your Lord with hikmah, with wisdom, and with beautiful admonition. And argue with them. I read this ayah to start this Jummah, and I want this to be a framework for us to think about what I like to call, what I like to say is an overriding question. The question I want you to ask yourself is, when the last time you invited someone to the masjid? When the last time you invited someone to hear the words of Allah? When the last time you shared with someone the beauty of Islam? Not that they can become Muslim, that's between them and Allah, that's true. But when the last time you invited anyone to the masjid or to an Islamic function? All right? What has happened, I believe, in spite of our commandments from Allah, the Muslim community on a global stage has begun to retreat. We retreated from promoting the excellence of Islam. And every time there's a social or political act by someone in the name of Islam, Muslims feel vulnerable, they feel threatened. And a lot of that's due to the fact that we stopped doing da'wah. See, it's easy to deal with the situation where people do things that are barbaric and savage in the name of Islam. All the people got to know is, what is Islam? What is a Muslim? If a person is not at peace, then by definition, he doesn't fall under the category of Muslim. I mean, if you explain to someone, Islam is the way in which God has prescribed for one to achieve peace by submitting their will to his will. See, it's real easy to negate the negative images that are portrayed in the media with regard to Islam. But if we haven't been busy in the world, I'm not talking about us here in this message here, I'm talking all over the world, promoting what is the excellence of Islam, then it becomes easy for people to write the script and we respond, we react, because we have no longer been actors on the world stage. We have taken on a defensive posture, as if the world and our enemies can tell us what Islam is. Certain terms have been synonymous now with Muslim. We got the word terrorists, extremists, fundamentalists, jihadists. They go through the whole series of them. They all are code words. So, but it all boils down, though, brothers and sisters, to what have we done? See, we can't control what other people do. They can say what they want, do what they want, but we can only control what we can do and what we can say. So, by the fact that we have not been active in the world, and the global dynamics of being what they are, others have defined for the non-Muslim public what is a Muslim. Right? Everyone in the public is not the enemies of Islam, but if they get misinformation, they're going to look at you in the light of someone who, suspect. Right? So this is the state, as I said, the global dynamics are such now that if you're not aware of what's going on globally, I'm not talking just here in Philadelphia, here in this masjid, I'm talking around the world. You find Muslims have retreated to a sense of false piety. And the things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed to us, we don't come forward with our demonstration of the excellence of the human being and the things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, of course, good for humanity. So as a result, we find ourselves on the defensive. So what I want to talk about today, inshallah, I said again, remember the overriding question. We here, initially, I want to kind of share with you what is the mind, what is the thinking, I should say, behind a lot of things that we do. Because obviously, many of us don't really have not understood, as many times as I stood here and explained to you in detail the strategies from the Qur'an and the Qur'an-based Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, that we should be able to negate any negatives that come against Islam. All right? First thing is, we here, and this humble house, which inshallah, as of next Wednesday, we'll be moving, we'll be concluding the sale of the new facility on Washington Lane and Washington Lane and Lancaster Pike. Yeah, that's a great achievement. I'm talking about that inshallah in the second part of the cookbook. But before we got there, I want us to kind of understand where we are coming from and where we're going. All right? We have to understand that. All right? When we first came to this community, we were struggling. We were on Broad and Huntington Park over pizza store. And then we moved to Sinton Avenue and Barrington, I think. It was another storefront. Then eventually we came here in 84. 84, yes. And don't think about the physical movement as much as our progression in the spiritual movement. We said then, when we got our charter, that Masjidullah, its mission will be to promote and assist in the social welfare, to assist and promote in the social and religious welfare of all people. Let's understand what we said. We said that the mission, if you go on our website, right, we see how many of the blessings we have is that we never do anything in secret. Everything is very transparent. So either you agree with this, you don't agree. It's no big deal. And I'm going to give you the evidence from the Quran, inshallah, as to where we got these ideas from. We took the position and we stated it so the whole world would know. Muslim, non-Muslim, atheist, agnostic, everybody. Let me tell you where we're coming from. That Masjidullah, its purpose, its mission in the earth, is to promote and assist in the social and religious welfare of all people. And I stress the word all. Where did I get this from? We didn't just make this up out of the blue. First, we looked at our father Ibrahim alayhi salam. God says to him, he's going to make him an imam linnas. He's making him an imam for humanity. He didn't say make him an imam for Muslims. He said making Ibrahim alayhi salam, Surah 2, ayah 124. He said I'm making you an imam linnas. An imam for humanity. God says, again, he says, Shahru Ramadan alladhi unzil fihi al-Qur'an hudan lin-nas. The month of Ramadan is the month in which came down the Qur'an as guidance for humanity. Not just for Muslims, right? We're only one-fifth of the world's population. Or 1.something billion of us, we almost 7 billion people on this earth. So the Quran didn't just come to address the Muslims. It says it came down in the month of Ramadan, all right, as hudan lin-nas. Revelation coming down from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as guidance for humanity. So again, Masjidullah is established to promote and assist in the social and religious welfare of all people. Made it very clear. God says about Prophet ﷺ, He says in Surah to, I think it's Saba, ayah number 28 says, he says, we have sent you, Muhammad, as a messenger, as a capital linnas. You'll be enough for humanity. You don't need anything else. If you look at Prophet Muhammad, the human family, they will see enough of how to be a human being. And that's in the God intended this. And God says to him, لَقَدْ كَانَ لَكُمْ فِي رَسُولِ اللَّهِ أُسْوَةٌ حَسَنَةٌ لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُو اللَّهَ وَالْيَوْمَ الْآخِرَ. You have existing in the messenger of God the most beautiful pattern of conduct for who? Liman, for anybody who believes in God and the final day and think about Allah much. The Prophet said he's not just the prophet for the Muslims. He is the messenger of Allah, Rasulullah, for humanity. And we Muslims, I'm talking about the global community now, begin to think that Islam was first of all, regional. It was only in the Eastern Hemisphere. First of all, we all home on that. But we also saw the Prophet Islam as being a prophet just for us. And we raised the Prophet Muhammad when Christians raised up Jesus, think that was enough. That's not what the Quran says. The Prophet said he is the beautiful pattern of conduct for anybody. But we as Muslims, we didn't go forward with this knowledge, with this position. That what Prophet said came with is enough for humanity. What Prophet said, he is the beautiful pattern for anybody. We began to get the thing is, we didn't look at this, I said, the global dynamics, how things were shifting, how people were looking for direction, and it was the Western world who began to talk about human rights. It was the Western world who began to promote the elevation of the human being, and the Muslims, we were big. I said, yes, brothers and no, I'm not talking about you here. We are late on this stage of human activity. Right? If you look at it, God says that he is going to raise up and say, you are, he has made you a Ummatul Wusta, the justly balanced community. For what? To be a witness over who? Al-Nas, over humanity. So when a human being looks at the Muslim community, he should be able to see the balanced life. He should be able to see the most excellent posture, most excellent behavior, because the Muslim community is raised up to be a witness over humanity, and the Prophet is a witness over us. This is Quran, Surah 2, Ayah 143. Now we are reading the Quran every Ramadan, but even our Ramadan became these little self-righteous things. When the last time you invited your neighbor, non-Muslim, to an iftar at your house? No. When we began to think Islam that we were some club, the Muslim club, and we spreading our knowledge only among the Muslims. You don't know your religion by now? What's up? Why do we make Hajj? A couple more, then I'm going to go on what I was saying. The Kaaba, God says to that. He says that Hajj is the duty that the Nas, the human family, owe to Allah. And the Kaaba is the first place of refuge for humanity. Right? Understand this. I know that over the years, over the centuries, we don't let in non-Muslim. Okay, that's understandable. But that don't mean that we don't still have the obligation to share with them the great wisdom of what the Kaaba represents, the great wisdom of what the Hajj represents, because the Quran says that God has done this as a witness and as an obligation on the human being, the whole human family. When we begin to take on the language of humanity and stop getting hung up in labels, we can then begin to address some of the human problems that we have. We can address human problems if we see the human family, because, see, it's easy to accept the tawheed of the oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It may make it even easier to accept the idea of the oneness of matter. But what we have a problem with is we have a problem with the oneness of humanity. As I mentioned to you last week, I can't talk about that last time I was here. I talked to you at length. I said that just as we come into our team, our intuitive urge. I said the Western world also have their image of what the world should look like. They call it manifest destiny. They call it the promised land. I said that when we come to our olive, our sense of oneness, we must see the unity of the human family. And I went on to say, maybe not as much as that, because this is Jum'ah, I said that once we've got knowledge, and once we reach our Mount Sinai, our Turi Sinai, we got to then come back down from the elevation of revelation and establish the Hadat Balad al-Amin, the land of security, the city of security. And I asked you to reason with me. I said that the city of security, the Hadat Balad al-Amin, is not Mecca Mukarramah, but it is Medina al-Munawwarah, because the Prophet said once he had his ascension and came back down, he went to Medina to establish that city where you see the workings of God and the security for the human family. All right? I pointed things out there so we understand that what we're trying to derive from this is how we as a community can better serve humanity and have a language, have a posture in the world that we speak to the human being. Because the next ayah, God says, "Laqad understand if you accept taqweem." Better we create a human being in the most excellent mode. So if we Muslims will go forward in our da'wah and call the people to the excellence of them as themselves as human beings. All right? I pointed out to you last time I was here, I said, when we say we believe that Muhammad is the messenger of God, we say that a human being in his human essence is worthy to exemplify the living word of God among humanity. That's what we're saying. A human being. And then I said, I gave you proof from the Quran that says, Qul innama ana basharun mithlukum. Say to them, Muhammad, I'm a human being just like you. Why am I saying all this, Muslim? I'm saying that our brand, as you would say, our standard, as you would say, is to represent a community striving for human excellence. We are a community striving for community excellence. And we said we will never be satisfied in this type of facility, teaching like we're teaching now, because we know that we live in a society that you say you got ideas that are worthy to challenge this Western idea of man and everything. You got to take your ideas to the marketplace of ideas and compete. And we did that by Allah's grace. We went to the marketplace of ideas, and we were able to convince non-Muslims, banks, to help us purchase that building. We were able to work with the Community Development Corporation here called ORP to help us purchase that building. So what we look like now is if we're true to our humanity, how can we not help them when they come to us? How can we not have a relationship with them if we know that most masajids here in America have no financial reality at all? You give a couple of dollars in Jumu'ah, yes, but do you give the type of money necessary